Hey, what is going on, ladies and gents? How are you doing? Here back again with another football recap video here. So I'm doing my recap here of the Austria and the Italy game, and here's my honest opinion on this game. David Alaba, first of all, that free kick by him is possibly the best free kick I've ever seen him score. And this game right here goes to show you that Bayern, they took a big L by letting go of David Alaba and letting him sign with Madrid, much like how Bayern took a big L by letting go of Toni Kroos, and it just goes to show you here that, whenever a Bayern player leaves Bayern for Madrid, it seems like that the season they leave him, it seems like that they, help Madrid win a Champions League because, we all saw what happened with Toni Kroos. He left Bayern and he went on to win 4 Champions League titles with Real Madrid, and David Alaba, he followed Toni Kroos' path and he wins a Champions League with Real Madrid. So I just feel like that right now Bayern, they need to learn to keep their players. Like for example with David Alaba, maybe he struggled at times at Bayern as a defender, but we could have just used him as a midfield together with Musiala and Goretzka and Kimmich. Just maybe like do a midfield rotation, and maybe Bayern would have still had, I guess you could say, the best midfield in Europe, and this game just kind of makes me feel like Bayern really regrets, or I personally think as a Bayern fan, I think that Bayern screwed up by letting go of David Alaba. That's just the way how I see it. But today, man, Austria, I don't know why I'm saying Austria, they did well today against Italy. Speaking of Italy, man, Italy's performance today was pretty lackluster, if I'm being honest here. And it makes me realize here that Italy, they probably would not have lasted in the group stage, meaning that I don't think they would have qualified for the knockouts had they qualified for the World Cup the way how Italy is playing right now. Because, obviously the biggest regret I have about this World Cup is not being able to have the chance to see Italia in it, because it's just crazy how Italy failed to qualify for back-to-back World Cups, especially for a team that, won the World Cup in 2006. Because as you guys know, I was, I think, 9 years old when Italy won that World Cup in 2006, and I wasn't even a football fan back then, but looking at that Italy team, that 2006 squad, it makes you realize just how really far Italy football has fallen off up until Euro 2020, when Italy, they made up for not qualifying for the World Cup by winning the Euros. And it just made you feel like that there's going to be another Italian golden generation on the horizon and all that. And now here we are, World Cup Italy, not in it, which is really sad for football, in my opinion, because, I always do like seeing Italy succeed at World Cups and all that stuff, because I know all about Italy's football team, with players like Dino Sof, you've got Paolo Maldini, Andrea Pirlo, the legend himself. You also have who else? I'm trying to think of an Italian legend, Franco Baresi, I believe, I think it's Franco Baresi and all that stuff. So Italy, for them to not qualify for the 2018 and the 2022 World Cup really makes you realize that Italy, they, I guess you could say they need to improve their front attack, and be more consistent in scoring, because that's what I think really screwed Italy over, especially in their World Cup qualifiers matchup against North Macedonia, is that Italy just are very inconsistent when it comes to scoring, because defensively, like Italy, they always produce the best center backs, from players like Maldini and all that stuff, to Bonucci, to Barzagli, I should say, Chiellini, obviously. So with Italy, man, I just feel like that right now they need to find a consistent goal scorer, because the best consistent goal scorer for Italy, in my opinion, would have to be Chiesa, because with Chiesa, man, Italy, they probably would have qualified, and I think that with Chiesa's presence there, they definitely would have beaten North Macedonia and qualified for the World Cup and all that. But yeah, today Austria, man, they did a hell of a job. Another impressive performance, I guess, by Ralph Rangnick's Austria football team. So yeah, guys, let me know what you thought about this game in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see ya.